Hi, everyone. I didn't realize I'd start. Sorry for the silence. So welcome, everyone, to the Beauty Beat 2023. I'm super excited to be here. This is the UK's only event for women of colour. So excited, very excited, yes. What an incredible space. What an incredible space that has been created for us. So, I was going to ask you to give a round of applause for the team for working tirelessly to bring us here. That's amazing, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I should probably tell you who I am. You're like, who is this person with a mic? My name is Shahira. I am a beauty content creator, part-time presenter, I guess. And if you want to stalk me or follow me, you can find me at AfroGlory_ on social media. But I won't talk too much. Also, I'm Northern, so if you don't understand me, I'm really sorry. So in this session, this is the perfect match, Find Your Foundation with Lancôme, IT Cosmetics, and Urban Decay. We have our absolutely stunning models, our absolutely incredible makeup artists here. I'm going to allow you guys to start doing your thing, and we'll get to you. I'm going to introduce everyone for you on stage, obviously. So what you'll be learning in this session is everything from undertones to formulas, and you'll be leaving this session with a wealth of knowledge on how to do your base, about foundation, and about these incredible brands, okay? You'll be learning from these professional makeup artists. Also, if you haven't been downstairs already and visited Lancôme, everyone here is getting a full-size bottle of foundation today to take away, and you're getting shade match. So if you haven't done that already, after this session, don't all run, form an orderly queue, everyone, get in queue and get your foundation, okay? So also, I'm encouraging you guys to shut me up today. I would love all of your questions for our wonderful makeup artists because there's a wealth of knowledge on this stage today, okay? And I can talk for Black Britain, okay? So I'm sure our artists need no introduction at all, but obviously I'm going to do it. Starting with Pauline Briscoe. So Pauline, yes, round of applause. Pauline is an MUA with over 20 years of experience. She has a background in fashion, beauty, art, and illustration. So Pauline embodies creativity. Her natural ability with makeup was quickly recognized, and it was inevitable that she would become one of the industry's most respected, self-taught celebrity makeup artists. Her work has appeared in some of the most established publications, such as Glamour, The Times, and Forbes. She's also done TV work with X Factor, Love Island, I know some of y'all love that, and Strictly Come Dancing. Pauline has become a champion for Black beauty and inclusivity in the industry. She also has some incredible celebrity clients, Serena Williams, Kelly Rowland, and Solange. So you know the hands are blessed, everyone, okay? We have Adeola, Gboyega, very excited. A seasoned MUA and beauty expert with 1 decade of beauty and industry experience. Having worked with leading brands in beauty and fashion, Adeola is renowned for her skin-first philosophy, emphasizing the crucial role of skincare in achieving flawless makeup. Through online tutorials, she shares her coveted glow techniques, fostering a devoted community of followers, including myself, known as the Glow Getters. Excuse me. She's also a leading voice in key industry events such as British Vogue's 5 Days of Vogue beauty panel. Incredible. And I just want to say, as a Black beauty creator, how important your visibility has been for me as a Black woman. So, thank you. And last but by no means least, we have Bernicia Boateng, and she is working on Urban Decay today. So, born and raised in East London of Ghanaian heritage, Bernicia embarked on her remarkable makeup journey 12 years ago. Bernicia is a dedicated educator, and in 2018, she took her passion for sharing knowledge to the next level by establishing her own makeup studio here in London. Through those studios, she's conducted a variety of masterclasses, providing aspiring MUAs and beauty enthusiasts like us with the opportunity to learn from her wealth of experience. So having traveled the globe, Bernicia has lent her expertise to over 5,000 faces, including an impressive list of celebrity clients. I was so worried I was going to get names wrong, like Edward Enninfel, Michaela Cole, and Chimamanda Ngozi, which is amazing. So can we get a round of applause for our MUOs? So yeah, as these wonderful women, also I wanted to say something, and I put it in my notes, and it's somewhere in here. You're going to have to listen to me shuffle, because I really wanted to say this. I'm so sorry. So I wanted to say that it's not every day that you get 3 incredibly talented MUAs on stage who are all black women. So I really, really want you guys to appreciate that and ask your questions today, because this is not something that happens every day in the beauty industry, is it? No, right, okay. So, and I also wanted to say, when we're worried that there's no one at the table for us, these are the women who are carving the path for our voices in the industry, okay?
That's lovely.
Right, I'm gonna step off stage now, and I have my own questions. So I'm gonna let you do your magic, work your magic. I think I've spoken for long enough. I told you all I could talk for Black Britain. I'm gonna step off stage, and if you have questions, if you have any questions, I'm being told off for not speaking into the mic. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you can still hear me. If you have questions, I would love to just see a show of hands. There's a microphone dotted around, and I can come to you as well. So, should I start? Should I start with my questions? Because I've been waiting to be in this space.
Get you to hold these. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I want to start with you, Pauline.
Yeah.
So you've been in the beauty industry for over 20 years, and I'm so curious to ask you about your experience watching brands like IT Cosmetics, Urban Decay, and Lancôme become more inclusive, and what that's been like for you as an MUA and for your clients.
Yeah, so can you hear me, everyone? Yeah? Actually, it's been about 26, 27 years I've been in the industry, so even longer. And I'm from South London, so I'm from the days of Morley's in Brixton, if anyone knows Morley's in Brixton. And all we had back in the day was fashion fair. Now, I'm talking as a black woman for myself as well, not only as a makeup artist, as a black woman, we struggled, and all there was fashion fair. We didn't have the likes of Florrie Roberts in this country, or some of the better well-known brands that you get in the States. So all the lipsticks were either orange or red, and that was your lot. Foundations, you can forget it. So for me, I have seen the change from the start until what it is now, and it's absolutely fantastic, because I was going out there with a white face back in the day. Even my mum used to say, go back in the house, you look a mess, go back in. You just take it off, take it off. But you know, it's all about trial and error, and we just didn't have a lot of products back in the day. So you guys are super fortunate now that the big brands, the well-established brands, the well-known brands are really catering for darker skin tones, and it's absolutely fantastic. So you've got more choice than ever. And for me, there's no excuse for makeup artists, no matter what colour they are, not to be able to, you know, learn to do darker skin tones. It's all about blending and finding the right shades and colour matching and mixing. So I've seen it come a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. Like, to have watched that evolution is incredible. And I think it's a universal experience that we've had where, you know, we've walked out somewhere and the shade hasn't matched us, and we've felt
completely.
a little bit like deflated within beauty.
Yeah, there will be one tip I would suggest. I always suggest this to people if you're doing colour matching your foundation. Let them do it in the store, but go out into the natural daylight, because they normally have spotlights in the store, and it's completely different from going out in the natural daylight. So see if they can give you a little sample to take away, and then try it out at home, and then come back the next day and purchase it if it's right for you.
And if anyone mentions the shade biscuit, run. Okay. So Adeola, I'm going to move over to you and your stunning model. So I actually found out that Lancôme have a really impressive shade range of 45 shades based on 22,000 skin tones. I was like, what?
Insane.
22,000 faces, I'm trying to picture that. So I'd just love to know a little bit more. I know you're a skin first girly, which is incredible, I agree. I'm a follower, I'm a fan. I'd just love to know a bit more from you about shade matching in store. I know Pauline just touched on it, but what are your tips?
Absolutely. So I've got the beautiful Bandy with me, and actually Lancôme have 51 shades of foundation, and they're expanding. Lancôme was actually one of the first brands that I worked for as a makeup artist, so I have a real affinity with the brand, because they really worked hard to ensure that the undertones were perfection. So actually, if you can see here, I've actually done a couple of shade matches on Bandy, which is so important. So not only have I done it, if you turn your face to the side, on the side of her cheek, which most people do, I also did the forehead. When you guys are matching foundation, who actually swatches on their forehead? Okay, a couple of you. Well, you need to do it more because when you think about it, the sun comes in direct contact with the highest point of our face. So where the foundation could look amazing here, this is going to be the darkest part. And if you put the foundation here, it starts to go ashy. So really make sure that you're matching your foundation on different areas. So I know that Pauline shared some really great insight, but I think it's also important to figure out like what kind of foundation that you want, so the sort of finish. So the one that we're actually using today is the Tontadol Ultra Wear Foundation, which is fantastic. I've got it on myself, but what I really love is that I'm a skincare girly first and foremost. There's 81% of skincare within here. So even though it's a matte foundation, it doesn't feel drying on the skin at all. So that's also very important. Looking at the undertone. So with the undertone of the foundation, you want to look at whether you're cool, warm, or neutral. There's a few things that you can do to find your undertone. The first thing you can do is actually to look at the veins. So if everyone looks at their veins now and has a look at the color of their veins, if your veins are looking purple or blue, that means that you're a cool undertone. If your veins are looking a bit greenish, that means that you've got a warm undertone. And if you can't see any color, don't worry, you haven't died. It just means that you're a neutral undertone, so it means that you have a mixture of both warm and cool. So that's a really good insight for you to get that perfect match. But definitely come over and see us at the end. We can obviously like shade match you. I love that the brands are offering, complimentary foundations for you to take away, because as we all know, especially with women of color, we're the ones that tend to buy the most foundation, people of color. So I think it's so important to be able to get the perfect match of foundation. So you can see here on Bandy, I've done 3 different colors. And actually, when I look at her skin tone, I think she's quite neutral. She's a bit of both. So the color that I'm going to go for is this one here, which is 535N, which is going to go on this area here. So the undertone for me is the most important thing when it comes to finding the perfect match of foundation.
So I'm curious, so you're just matching her, but I've always been told to match to my neck. So sometimes my face is a completely different color. I've also been in store and swatched on the back of my hand back in the day and gone home and been a different shade. So you're matching this color and the undertone, but are you matching that to her neck or to her face?
So I would always ask the preference of the client, because I think foundation is a very personal thing. So for a lot of people, I would say don't go too light, because the chest and the center of your face, typically for a deeper skin tone, is the lightest part of the face. But remember, that's not going to work all over the face. So I would actually say go either the perfect shade or a little bit warmer, and then you can go with your concealer that's a little bit brighter to use on the center of the face and to match the neck and the chest area.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm coming, Bernicia. So I just wanted to ask you, these are my questions, and then I'll come and ask you guys what you want to know. So I'm really curious. So as someone who has been running a successful masterclass with Black women in mind, what have you learned about the beauty needs of Black women, especially when it comes to foundation and base?
I feel like when it comes to, by the way, hi guys. Hi. I feel like when it comes to the beauty needs of Black women, it really is down to individuals. Like for me, I suffer really badly with dark circles, with like using eye creams and such. I've actually kind of repaired my dark circles, but I feel like for a lot of Black women, we suffer with a little bit of pigmentation. So we find it really hard to decide what color works for us. And I think for me, it's so important that when you do go out, let me try and do this as I'm talking, but when you do go out and look for your perfect foundation, take your time. Try the foundation on in store, give yourself like 2 to 3 hours to make a decision. I used to make the mistake, and I don't know about you guys, of going in store, trying it on the back of my hand and being like, yep, that's me. I get home and I'm orange or I'm like gray. So like I would say one of the biggest things is taking your time when making a decision, because making a foundation decision, I don't know about you guys, but it's a really big decision. Like you need to commit to this bottle for the next 3 to 4 months. I don't know about you, but it doesn't ever last me any longer than that. But I'm a little bit of a foundation head, so I do love it. But yeah, those are normally pigmentation, I think dark circles, and I think fine lines. A lot of people complain that the makeup's getting into their smile lines, or there's like cracks in makeup. Those are normally the first things that people ask for in classes.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. So we've heard my questions. Do you have any questions? Oh, no, I saw a hand, but it's to seat someone. Okay, we have a question here at the front. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jemima. My question is, what is your, I'm just interested in knowing what your makeup process is. Like, what do you start with? Because I feel like I noticed you guys started with foundation. So do you have like a usual routine you use, like primer, foundation, yada, yada, yada? What would you recommend for like long wear foundation? Like, when you're putting your foundation on, how do you ensure that at the end of the day it's not cakey or peeling or anything like that?
So just for longevity, was that you wanted to? So, sorry, what's your name? Jemima was asking about longevity of makeup. So how do you apply your foundation? What do you do before you apply the foundation to make sure that it's not cakey and that it has longevity? I'm going to start with Adeola on this because I know you're a skin girly. So
I love that. Yeah, skin prep is key. I think a lot of people want to go to the end destination of just the foundation, but it's the skin prep. So I get DMs constantly, and everyone's like, what's the perfect foundation? And then I kind of go back and say, actually, what are you doing with your skin? Because your foundation is not going to solve that problem. It's kind of like the icing on the cake. So really good skin prep. So obviously, I prep the skin with the Lancôme skincare. Also as well, a primer. Not everyone has to use a primer, but if you are someone that is concerned with oiliness, the Le Base Pro is a really good mattifying primer, which you can just use on the center, because even the oiliest of skins never gets oily all over. It's mainly on the T-zone area. And even if I do use a matte foundation, I don't like the skin to look flat. There's a real difference between that nice glow that your skin has and also controlling the shine. And then also the final thing I would say is to choose the right formula of foundation for the finish that you want. So I would actually look at the formula of the foundation. For example, the Tonstar Ultra Wear is a matte foundation. That will obviously give you that control of shine, keep your skin looking really flawless, and give you that longevity. There's certain keywords that will obviously describe the foundation to give you sort of tips of how that foundation will wear on your skin. Hope that helps.
amazing. Thank you so much. Is that okay? Yeah? Do we have any other questions? We've got some in the back. Let's go to this lady over here. So that was a great question, actually. I used to struggle with, I didn't used to wear primer, don't tell anyone. And my face would just slide off, so.
Hiya. So my question is basically like being able to actually determine your skin type. So like knowing if you have dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, and the best way to find products that work for your skin type. Because in my experience, I have very oily skin and I've always struggled to find products that are long lasting on my skin. So what kind of tips would you recommend for being able to actually determine your skin type and find products that work for your skin type?
Would you like to take that one, Pauline?
Yeah, I can say that.
I feel like you've had a lot of celebrity clients. You've done many a face, so you will have
I've done loads of faces. I work at Loose Women as well, and we have all types of women on that show, from young through to older, a lot older. And there's dry skin, combination oily. There's oily and dry at the same time, which I'm sure a lot of people have. I'm combination skin, which I think is probably I think that's the one that stays youthful looking longer, the T-zone where you're constantly oily, which is quite nice, but obviously it doesn't look so nice when you're looking sweaty. I think it's all about the skin prep, like what Adeola is saying, that determines what you put on your skin and for the longevity of makeup to stay on so it doesn't slide. Did you say you have oily skin? Yeah, so it's about the skin prep. So I probably will go with a primer that's really mattifying. Try when you do, I don't know if you use face washes, how do you cleanse? What do you use? Okay. What kind of toner? Because sometimes, it depends on the toner, they can be quite harsh as well. So you have to obviously be careful. If you find the toner is fine for you, that's fine. How is your skin once you've applied the cleansers? Does it look still oily or is it okay at that time? The first hour. What, once you've applied makeup? Just even without makeup, okay. That also could just be your skin as well. And skin does change throughout the years, by the way, so it's not going to be the same forever. But if you are applying makeup afterwards, you need to be careful on what type of makeup you're applying. Like, it's better you apply something with a mattifying base rather than an oily base or like an oily serum, because that will just heighten it. So you're going to have to look at I don't know how much makeup you wear or if you do wear makeup at all. Just be careful on the products that you're using. Creams obviously was just going to slide off, so maybe go for more powder versions of, say, a blusher or an eyeshadow rather than a cream. Maybe use primers on your lids before you apply eyeshadow. That will help things not to slide. Yeah, it just depends. I'd love to see your makeup bag. Maybe I can chat to you after and have a look at what you've got, and then go from there. But if you're wearing makeup, makeup can also emphasize oiliness as well, because I'm getting shiny as well, but it's hot with the lights. But yeah, it depends on what type of makeup you're using. It's better you find makeup that's mattifying.
Amazing, thank you. Also, I'm just looking at everyone's skin right now, and it is giving. Everyone is looking flawless.
As they say, black doesn't crack.
Oh, yeah, girl, you said it.
I'm 51, everyone, 51.
Oh, damn! Woo, okay, we're revealing ages 33. Is there any more questions? I'm going to take your question in the front.
Hi, my name's Ruth. I just wanted to ask, how did you get rid of the dark under eye circles and the fine lines and sort of the pigmentation that you were struggling with?
I'm guessing that question was for you, Bernicia. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you please?
Yes, so she was just wondering how you managed to get rid of the dark circles and fine lines around your eyes over time.
For dark circles and fine lines, I think it's a few things. As Adeola mentioned, skincare is imperative to a flawless face. And not only skin prep for makeup, because sometimes skin prep for makeup is an extended version of makeup. So you really want to start instilling those, for me anyway, skincare rituals. So using really good serums, using eye creams, they all help. But when you're in that instance where you're about to apply your makeup and you just see like, oh my God, I've got this dark circle and I want to get rid of it, oranges and reds cancel out blues and greens, which on our skin appear as dark grey circles. So color correctors are amazing. I don't use too much. Don't use the color corrector to where you put it on and it's bright orange because it's hard to cover up and then you end up using more product. So for me anyway, when I'm doing makeup, everything's about using less and getting maximum out of whatever I'm doing. I start small and I gradually build up. If you know you've got a dark circle under your eye, what you should not do is take a clump of concealer, pat it on your eyes, and then you're trying to cover it up. What you'll find is you look cakey, it's hard to blend out, and as you probably know, when it comes to makeup, it's easier to add than it is to remove, because I have, on so many occasions, been like, what's going on here? And I've had to start from scratch, and it's a very sad, sad time. So we don't want to do that. What I would say is, look at your face, and for me, I look at my face as almost like a blank canvas that I'm recreating features onto. So when I look at my face and I've got my dark circles, I know I need to lightly color correct with a little bit of orange concealer. You can find it on the market. Most brands do it. And to be honest, I'll tell you something a little bit cheeky here. It doesn't need to be one big, big brand. Anything orange, even lipstick, you didn't hear it here. It will still color correct because it's the color of the orange that's canceling out those dark circles. So that's what I would say you should do. Start off with your color corrector, a little bit of foundation, and then some concealer, and then some more concealer, and then some joking. But yeah, you get the drift. So color corrector, eye creams, and skincare is your go-to.
Amazing, thank you so much. On that note, talking about using lipstick, I mean, the black people who came before us who have Enjoy Beauty didn't always have brands with extensive ranges like this. So they were using lipstick to do things like that before, we were even having this conversation. So really important to mention that. Hands, I see a hand over here. This lady. Great questions, by the way. Oh, that was so close. Great questions, guys. I see your hands popping up. Okay.
Hello. Ooh. Hi. My name is Tanya, and I'm so used to seeing like smooth skin, like makeup artists working on smooth skin, and unfortunately I suffer from acne and texture sometimes, and I'm wondering how you guys work on skin like that. Do you have to, obviously there's skin prep and stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work. You'll be skin prepping and it's just like, okay, it's just hormonal. How do you guys work with that to make sure that makeup still comes out flawlessly?
I would say, I'm just going to take it upon myself to answer that.
Go for it.
Because I get a lot of messages in my DMs. You only do models, you only do people with flawless skin. No, actually, I work on textured skin as well. But the after result is going to make you look very flawless. Now, let me give you a couple of tips that will help you. When it comes to textured skin, you have to kind of, unfortunately, unfortunate, depends on how you like to see it, kind of stay away from products that are too shiny. Think about it. If you've got texture and you add shine, it's going to reflect on the texture and make it look like more texture. So for me, when I'm working on skin that is acne prone, or just generally some people's skin just naturally by nature isn't as smooth, I always kind of steer more towards mattifying products. Now, if you have textured skin and you're maybe a little bit on the dry side and you're like, well, I don't want to use, very drying products because my skin is already quite dehydrated, still do your skincare prep. Like, everything that's on the market is made for women with all different skin types, all different textures, so you are included. It's just about being able, I feel like for me anyway, makeup, I address makeup like I do my outfits. I tailor my outfits to fit my body. What do I feel most comfortable in? Not what's on trend. I think a lot of the mistakes that we make is that we look at trends. How's Cardi B's makeup? What's Beyonce doing? We don't look like her. If I do her nose contour, I will look mad. So it's about choosing things that you're seeing in a tutorial and kind of catering it to yourself. So for me, when it comes to textured skin, my number one thing is I don't put shine on textured skin. I just don't, not in the textured area. So I'm sure there's areas of your face that's quite smooth. So if you do want that opulence to your skin and you want that shine and that glow, in those smooth areas, you can use a highlighter. You can use a very illuminating, concealer or primer to give you that shine. But in the areas you have the texture, play with light and dark. Play with, when you look at your face and you put a light over your face naturally will absorb light in certain areas. The heights of your face will have, the light, right? So if you've got textured skin, the light's almost hitting the texture. We want to take the light away from there and put it in the areas that are already smooth, and we're just letting them know that, honey, this nose is very smooth and very glossy. However, where we have the texture, we're going to matte it up. So that's a game changer. Keep your mattifying powder with you all the time, not a mattifying powder that has pigment. You want to use a translucent powder. That's going to be a game changer. But by the way, I can see you from here, and it's not giving texture, it's giving rich, beautiful, dark skin, just to let you know that.
Oh, yes. So we've got a little bit of a full circle moment here, everyone, because last year you hosted the panel that I was on. So here we are, and you have a question. Hi.
Hello. Yes, I have a question for all three of you beautiful ladies. And shamelessly doing some research for my magazine feature. What is the item in your kit bag that you would be absolutely lost without that you think we all need?
Can I answer?
Start with you. Yeah, start with you.
Item in my kit bag that I can't live without. Can I do two things? Okay, so no, not of the same thing. So hi Keisha. So if I had a desert island favourite, I'm bringing it back to my teenage years. Cream blusher or lipstick. So lipstick for me works as a lipstick, a blush, and a cream eyeshadow. And that's what I used to do as a kid because I had no money to buy different types of products. And the texture of, for example, lipstick is the same as a cream blush. And it can work as a cream eyeshadow. Obviously, brands package it and label it to be, right, it's that for that. But a lot of products are multifunctional. And you guys can save money. I'm also about saving money as well, by the way. So that's a little good tip. But my one thing that I can't live without in my makeup kit, it has to be, am I allowed to say the brand though? Because it's not here. It's loose setting powder, and it's by Laura Mercier in medium deep. Thank God when that one came out.
She meant It Cosmetics.
She's agreeing with me, she's like that.
She meant It Cosmetics. Thank you so much. And Adeola?
Definitely for me, the Tontador Ultra Wear Foundation, mainly because there's so many different undertones, and I think that's so important to getting the perfect shade of foundation. As a makeup artist, I'm always mixing, so I love that this foundation is really great in terms of the range, but the long wear of it, you can mix it in with moisturizer, make it more sheer, it's really sort of flexible in that sense. And I'm very much like Pauline, I would use a lipstick and then have that so I can use it on my lips. The Juicy Tube is amazing. The Juicy Tube has come back. It's so nostalgic. When I was younger, literally that's what I would always use. I used to thought I was I don't know who I thought I was with my Juicy Tube, but I loved it, and I used to put it on my lips, but it's also great as like a highlighter as well on your cheeks. So yeah, that would be my two.
Sorry, I know I'm taking over here, but I'm just going to show you this beautiful It Cosmetic lipstick, and I'm going to show you how I'm using this as a lipstick, as well as a blusher and a cream eyeshadow. So this is what I mean, guys. So I'm just going to pop it on her lips here, like that, and I'm just pressing it on her lips. And it gives it a gorgeous uniform look if you also do the same colour on the cheeks. So just smile for me. So if you just get the fatty parts of the cheek, smile a little bit more, and then you concentrate the colour on the cheeks only, gives more of a youthful glow. But can you see it gives it that lovely uniform look? And I love that because it also saves on money. And this is a beautiful colour that works across the face. So this is what I'm talking about. This shade we've got here is called Like a Dream, and it's actually working like a dream. So it's beautiful. And I'm just going to add it to her lids as well. Just close your eyes.
Before you answer, Bernicia, I would love to know what the relevance of smiling is, because I feel like...
Right, so the relevance of smiling is about having the fatty parts of your cheek on show when you're applying your blush. Concentrate the blush on this part of your cheeks and it will give more of a youthfulness. If you go higher towards the temple, it looks more sophisticated. Some people have got natural high cheekbones already, so they don't need to do anything. They've just got it. But for that youthful everyday glow and youthful look on the fatty parts of the cheeks, I always get my clients to smile so I can place it there. Product placement.
Thank you. And Bernicia, what is your product? Tell us.
My one product, I'm not going to lie to you, is lip gloss. I really do swear by it. I know it sounds like, but it's see-through and it's not adding coverage. When my lips are popping and they're glossy, I'm my best self. I'm a superhuman with my lip gloss. So for me, it's a personal thing. I love lip gloss. But as I said, makeup is about catering it to yourself. I'll speak for my older sister and say concealer is her go-to, and I'm just going to give a little shameless plug right here. So my beautiful model, I am using all Urban Decay products. So I've got the weightless foundation on. As you can see, it's flawless. And then I've just highlighted her T-zone and her bright areas with the concealer as well. So yeah, lip gloss is my best friend.
I must say your lips do look amazing, and also I'm wearing that concealer today.
I think
so
it's
everything
little
you're saying.
fault. I was like 12 when the lip gloss is popping song came out, and then from that day I was like, well, I'm nobody without this gloss. So I've kind of been married to it in my life. So yeah,
that is a great song. Do we have any more questions? I'm going to take one in the back. This, oh, hello, lovely hat.
It's not on. Is it? Hi.
It's on.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Daisy. I wanted to ask a question about, like, you've done your makeup, everything's perfect, and then you've got on the central line and you start sweating right onto here.
I have to answer this, sis. I got you.
And it's there, and you get to work, and you're like, I'm patchy. Like, what do you do to save yourself?
Okay, so can I tell you the biggest L you ever take in that situation? When you see the sweat, and then you take your brush and you're like, let me take the sweat off. And then you go to put the brush on your face and then you take the brush off and it's really black. So sorry about that, sis. What you needed to do, as we know, we have a weather forecast, so we know when it's going to be really hot. For me anyway, anything over 15 degrees Celsius, the fan is in the bag. Because I know how my skin is. I sweat really easily, especially on my face and around this area on the nose. I don't know. God, thank you for my life, but we need to talk about the nose. Cool. So what I would do is cool it down. Let it dry completely. That is like the biggest game changer. Don't put any product on that area until it's completely dry. Wait until you get to an area where you can either blow a fan or your body just naturally cools down. Once it gets really like settled in and it almost looks a little bit dry, you want to go in with a translucent powder first. This is me, the girls might be like, what is she talking about? But I personally go in with something that has no color, make sure that I kind of get any excess oils out of that area and then apply some coverage. Whether that's like, I don't know, a setting powder or a brightening powder or your Laura Mercier, but whatever you do not take your brush and start trying to do Superman by, applying it straight on, because it will literally remove the makeup from that area. Because essentially, when you're removing your makeup, you're using liquids and oils. Your skin naturally produces oils. So when your skin gets oily, the oils, attach to the makeup, and anything you apply whilst it's wet will literally just remove for you. So just
Thank
avoid
you for that.
No problem.
I have taken the L too many times, guys. I get a sweat dash. I don't know about you guys, but woo. You had a question over here. Oh, same question. Love that. I love that you're asking the questions that everybody in the room is thinking about. I've seen you put your hands up so many times. I'm coming.
I almost gave up. Hi, I'm Grace. My question's about concealers. How do you find what the right shade of concealer you need is?
Adeola, I'm looking at you, girl.
So I actually like to use two concealers. So for example, I've used the Tonstar Ultra all over concealer, and I actually love this because again, it's really easy to blend, but I feel like a lot of people want to go straight to the brightest concealer for the under eye to give them that brightness. But I find when you do that, it starts to look very ashy and grey. So it's very important. So I like to have one that matches the skin. So that way you can use that under the eyes. It also works as like a corrector to help neutralize any sort of darkness. And then I go in with a brighter concealer. So I kind of layer, because if you just go straight in with that bright one, it just looks very stark. And have you guys had it where you take a picture and then like you literally look at your pictures, it looks so bright under the eyes? So that's why I would always go. So actually have one that matches your foundation shade, that matches your skin. The same way that you would match your foundation, you would match your concealer. Apply it to the areas where you have the darkness, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and then you would go in with a brighter color just to kind of give that bit of a lift. So that's what I would recommend to kind of help you with that. And then obviously to Bernicia's point, actually having a corrector would really help, because obviously once you've neutralized that darkness first with the corrector, that will give you that sort of like plain level feel that you can kind of go straight in with your concealers to give you that lift and brightness.
Amazing.
Could I just add to the concealer point, which is perfect, what Adeola made. The best way, if you are mixing concealer, think of mixing a cake, or you're adding ingredients to your cooking. Apply it on the back of your hands first before you go on the face. So imagine I've got two shades, a light one and then a slightly darker one. Mix it in and see which one will be the correct one before you actually put it on your face. So always use the back of your hand or one of those little dishes that Bernicia's got, and then see the colour before you apply it to your face. Yeah, and that's an easier way to do it.
Good, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. I see some hands. I'm going to go to you. Your hair looks amazing. Absolutely stunning.
You don't wear contacts, do you?
Hi guys, so my name's Anelia. I just wanted to ask a question more on the business side of makeup, because I am also MUA. I just wanted to know, like, when you're self-taught and you're trying to get into the game, how do you get other people to kind of recognize your work and, you know, recognize your craft when you're trying to basically get into the makeup game?
I feel like this is a great question for all of you, to be honest. So I'm going to start with you, Bernicia, because you obviously have your own makeup classes and stuff. So, like, how did you get to that point? Is there a top tip that you would give?
I feel like when it comes to my makeup classes, that's like a business that I started myself. And I feel like if you wanted to do that, I feel like maybe I'm getting you wrong, but the question you're asking is how did maybe we grow our business and our profile and start working with the more luxurious brands and celebrity clientele. I'll tell you a little bit about my academy. For me, it was like a leap of faith. So I did this in 2018, and I was literally saying this in a little video that I decided to post from the bottom of my heart on my Instagram the other day. Check it out if you've got time. Cool. So basically, my whole business started when I was about 18. I'm 32 years old now, so I've been in the game about 14 years. And I felt like for ages I was getting nowhere. Like for time. 6 years, I'm like, okay, no one wants to do the red carpet looks with me, why? So I just thought, I know that my community of people appreciated my work. My friends loved it, my mum loved it. Anyone that I would do makeup on liked the way that they looked, but for some reason it wasn't connected. So I remember going to my dad and being like, oh, Dad, like, basically everyone hates me, no one wants to book me, so like, can you help me start this business? I want to be able to at least teach people how to do their makeup, because I love and enjoy more than just you looking in the mirror and being like, wow, my face looks nice. I love giving you that boost of confidence, knowing that you can go home and you can create these looks by yourself. Small little tweaks, like my whole design of my classes is to show you small little tweaks that are game changers, that step up your makeup game and make you like walk with your head held high. I love the way it made people look. I'd have women come and sit in my chair like this and then they're done and now it's giving. So I'm like, that's what I became addicted to. When I started to go to the root of why I loved makeup, everything started to click on. So my dad helped me. He borrowed me a lot of money that I had to pay back to help me start my business. So I opened up my shop in Leighton, which is still open, book a class. And I remember starting that, and I think taking that initiative to open my store and to do something without a huge backing, without a big brand behind me or anything, it made people kind of interested in, what's this girl doing? Like, who opens a makeup store? No one really has that in 2018. It's all about hair stores. So when I started posting my content on social media, it gave me that confidence because people were starting to be receptive. I think that was one of the first posts I ever got like 900 likes on, and I was like, 900 for me, thanks guys. So I got gassed. Literally, as I did that, my confidence grew, and now I wasn't scared of the industry anymore, and I knew if I stood firm in what I believed in and kept to the core of why I love makeup, people will be attracted to whatever I'm doing. So then I got really gassed, and I was like, Leomi Anderson, do you mind if I do your makeup for free? I won't charge you, just let me put one concealer under your eyes. She said yes, which spiraled onto her platform, seeing my work, which then, before I knew it, I was doing most of the dark-skinned girls in the industry in London. I was their makeup artist. So I say all of that, I know it's a long story, but it does tie in. Really think about, are you in this industry because you want to make money? Because you know it's lucrative. It's very lucrative, I'll be honest with you. But are you in this industry because you want to make money, or are you in this industry because you love it? I'll tell you something right now. If you chase money, people can tell, and it's not authentic. If you love makeup, whatever it is that you like to create and whatever feeling you like to give people, it will become contagious, and it's so clear to see. So I would say, stick to what you love. Don't be kind of like, I used to do this thing where I'm not into really heavy glam. I've never really been the cut crease type of girl, huge lashes. It's just not my vibe. And I remember looking at the girls getting all the likes, and their work looked nothing like mine. And for a little bit, maybe 6-7 months, I was copying these girls' looks. No one cared. Do you know what I mean? But when I stuck to what I loved, which is creating opulence in the skin, giving that glow from within, people were receptive. So again, I say all of this to say, stick to what it is you love, be consistent in what you love, and don't ever be scared to ask for help. The worst thing someone can say is no. You can DM me today and be like, Bernicia, can I assist you? The worst thing I could say in this situation is no, and you don't lose a leg. If anything, you learn from it. It might have been the way you asked. It might have been the time you asked. So be strategic, learn from everything, and take everything as a learning experience. But be consistent. Just post loads on Insta. That also helps as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, round of applause. What I took from that was passion, passion, passion. If you love this, you can make it. Okay. So we've got 10 minutes left, guys. I don't know how that went so quickly. So we've got 10 minutes left. So I'm actually going to take 2 more questions. Oh, not 75 hands. Oh, okay. We'll take one at the back. I see you. Yep, you. This lady. And then we're going to take one at the front. And if you have more questions and we haven't got round to you, I'm so sorry, but also we will all be around, so make sure you come and ask us questions. Okay, go for it.
Hi ladies, I'm Ijoma. My question's a bit waffly, so I'll try and be concise. We often hear about like the UK black girl aesthetic and how UK black girl makeup, quote unquote, is either maybe elite or just very underdone. Obviously, as black women, we're not monolithic. So what are your thoughts around that? And do you think that there is a better way to style your makeup, or is it more about the application itself?
Who would like to take that? I feel like...
I would take
Okay, Pauline, let's go.
I would say, do you. But I don't care about anyone else. Maybe this is my age. So I'm from a time from the 80s where we do what we do, or what we want to do. I wouldn't say there's a black girl makeup, because obviously everyone's different, you know, it depends on maybe a generation. Maybe it's a generational thing. I know younger ones, they have that sort of Instagram style makeup look, you know, mid-age has another. But I would say do what suits your face, and I've always stuck to that, even with doing my own makeup. I do what suits me and not what everyone else is doing. So you create your own look, your own black girl look. That's what I would say.
Love that, absolutely. I think also as a content creator, I'm very hyper aware that what I put out is not for everyone.
Yes, exactly.
So if you follow people online and you're seeing that constant like aesthetic, maybe you need to mix it up, follow different people, have a look at different styles, and find your own path. I'm going to ask you the final question. Let's get it.
Hi, my name is Adeola. So I have a quick question about concealer as well. So I have an issue where when I put concealer underneath my eyes, and even when I matte it with like powder, it tends to crease. And I'm always having an issue with that. I have no idea how to really tackle that and try to get like a more smooth finish. I don't know if it's my eyes specifically, or if there's like a makeup technique that you could recommend to kind of like, tackle that.
So was that about under eyes?
Yeah, so this one's for you definitely, Adeola. So it's about creasing and concealer, and is there a way to kind of prevent the creasing and get a more smooth finish?
Yeah, I would definitely say look at the formula of the foundation of the concealer that you're going for. So ones that are packed full of skincare, because I always think of it like painting a wall. You wouldn't go straight in with paint over a very textured wall. You need to make sure that the area is nice and smooth. So making sure that you're prepping that under eye area first of all, choosing the right formula, so like a hydrating concealer, it doesn't matter what the coverage is, make sure there's sort of skincare benefits within there. But also setting your concealer is very important. I think a lot of people worry that because it's texture there already, they don't want to use powder. But if you don't set it, that's a moving area. You blink your eyes, your under eye area is constantly moving. If you don't set it with a bit of powder, it won't kind of keep that area and the concealer in place. So also make sure that you're using a really good lightweight setting powder to keep the makeup secure as well. That's a really good point. So it's all about your technique. So I don't know if you noticed, but when I was applying the powder under my model's eye, a lot of us will go in with this like really erratic motion. You're like kind of stabbing yourself in the eye. It's more about what we call like a press and a roll, because what you don't want to do is disturb the movement of the makeup underneath. So if you're going in and you're going like this and you're buffing that, you're going to move the actual product and you're going to create more texture. So what you want to do is, if you look up for me, it's very light press and roll. And notice that I've used a smaller, more tapered brush that you're able to control the amount of powder. So the bigger the brush, the more product you're going to apply on there. The smaller the brush, you're able to kind of put more of a concentrated, lighter amount of powder under that area. No worries.
Thank you so much. Everyone is looking absolutely beautiful on stage. I mean, I kind of wish it was me getting my face done up there. Look how stunning. Woo! Okay, I feel like maybe we have time for one more. Curveball, you were the first hand, so you get it.
Hi, thank you for the tips so far. So I actually have two questions. Hopefully it'll be quick. I'll be quick. The first question is more about like having curly eyebrows, or maybe patchy eyebrows, and the best techniques just to create like a soft, natural brow. Is something I really struggle with. And the second one is, like, I have an eye condition, which means I'm constantly putting drops in my eyes. What products would you recommend to make sure that my makeup isn't constantly running? Because it's a battle I've been fighting, and I'm sick of buying mascara and eyeliner.
So I actually think, Pauline, you'd be great for the second question, which is this lady uses eye drops a lot. Okay. So she's constantly adding drops. So you're wondering what are the best products, like essentially waterproof or just to prevent running. Yeah, Pauline, if you want to take that one.
So, sorry, you have, what's that eye drops? I can hardly hear from there. So, eye drops in your eyes, right. And then your makeup runs, does it? What, everything, eyeshadow and mascara, or?
Sometimes it's the foundation underneath my eyes as well, yeah. But often it's the lashes going all kind of clumpy and the eyeliner running.
Okay, yeah, okay. So with regards to that, it's quite hard. I have a friend, and I call her watery eyes girl. So she has a constant, like, you know, the smudging that some people get when they put eyeliner on? There's nothing you can do with that. I would say try waterproof style things. So maybe a cream eyeshadow rather than a powder version as well. That might help to stick a little bit more on your lids if you get this watery eye thing. Waterproof mascara. I don't know if you use that already. You know, because I know you say, are you reapplying mascara every time you use eye drops, or is it just...
Sometimes, so I have to keep putting the eye drops in to stop my eyes from drying
Yeah.
out. And sometimes I reapply it, but then sometimes, even if it's a waterproof mascara, then the eyelashes clump together.
Right,
and so I just look
okay,
like an
so
idiot.
it could be the mascara you're using. Obviously, the one I'm using here today, maybe come and look at my model after. This IT Cosmetics one is fantastic. And it helps to separate the lashes as well. And I've taught her a little trick actually, because her eyes water when I do her eyeliner mascara. Open your mouth really wide, like a goldfish when you're applying. There's a signal in the brain that helps the eyes to stop watering, because she's got quite watery eyes, but this one's fantastic, this IT Cosmetics mascara. Come and have a look after at her, and then I'll help you through that. But try cream eyeshadow, waterproof mascara. Foundation-wise, it's quite hard, maybe like more of a creamy base foundation. Because I get quite watery eyes, I wear contact lenses, and I say, if you are applying eye drops, you might have to just get like a Q-tip and just really dab the inner corners of your eyes once you've applied it, so that it doesn't run. Yeah, it's a hard one. And maybe use a bit of setting spray as well on your makeup, to help set the makeup if you're going to constantly use eye drops.
Thank
Come and see me after.
Can I just add another thing?
Yes, of course.
Do you have to reapply your eye drops like every so often? Yeah. All right, okay, because I was going to say, use your eye drops before you start. And another thing I would say is just keep this area quite dry. Maybe don't use so much foundation or concealer just in that little bit. So the minute you put your eye drops in, just get like a cotton bud and just like hold it in there. Like for me anyway, for every red carpet look, I use eye drops to whiten my clients' eyes. So when they're on the red carpet, it's giving white eyes. And that can become an issue as well. We might do it before we leave the hotel, and then we get to the carpet and I want to put one more drop in. But I always make sure if I know that I'm going to need to reapply, I just don't put as much, just right in this little corner, because that's where the run-in starts from. So in that tiny little corner, maybe just don't put any makeup. Put your eye drop in, and then when you do put it in, just get a cotton bud straight away before it even has time to leak down.
Thank you so much. I actually think we're running out of time, but I think the last question that you asked was super important. So as people who have afro hair, we do tend to have curlier lashes, curlier brows. So the question was, what was the question? The question was the best techniques for curly brows. Adeola.
Curly brows, I would definitely say, what's your preference? Do you like pencil, powder? Like, how do you like to fill them in?
I usually use like a pencil.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So I would always get like a spoolie. You can get these anywhere. A brow gel with, like, for example, a mascara one like this. We call it a spoolie. To brush the brows up so you can see where the gaps are. And then I like to use a combination of a powder and a pencil if you've got very curly brows, because sometimes the pencils are too light to give you the definition that you need. So always brush the brows up so you can see where the gaps are, and then go in with an angled brush and some powder and then really fill it in so you get that nice shape and definition. And then also to further define it even more, you can go around with a bit of concealer, and that will obviously give you a bit more of like a nice border and a bit more shape as well to the brows. But unless you get them chemically treated and have them sort of like permed or sort of straightened or laminated, that's a kind of like curl of your brows. So there's certain things that you can do like a brow gel to kind of keep it in place. Yeah.
Right, guys, I really pushed it. I squeezed as many questions in as I could, and we are actually done. So I just want to give a huge round of applause for our MUAs, for our models, everyone's makeup. Obviously, I'm stood right at the front, so I can see everybody looks stunning, flawless.
I've got a point. I'm so sorry if there's another shameless plug. This all-nighter.
Oh, yeah.
So we just need to talk about it.
We
Have to have a moment before you go. This all-nighter setting spray is a game changer. If you're on your night out, Urban Decay, this is a staple in my kit. I'll be honest, I use other setting sprays as well, but when it comes to longevity, us as dark-skinned women, we're prone to very oily skin, and this product right here does really lock it in.
100%.
And it's incredible. So
I have that in every size, mini, big.
If you're going Ghana, Dirty December, you kind of need this, so make sure.
So make sure you walk around, go get your free foundation, guys, and speak to our lovely MUAs. Thank you again so much for creating this space, and everyone for being here. Thank you. Bye. Wait, I want to take a picture with them.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Colleen's here.
Perfect, thank you.
Hi everyone, I am going to ask everyone to leave the auditorium while we reset for the